everyone, welcome to this new roundtable organized by Chargemap. My name is Tiphanie. I'm marketing director at Chargemap. Happy to be here. Today we have the honor to welcome in Fastned, a key player in ultra-fast charging station in Europe. To discuss this, we have joined by Pierre Courgeon, managing director for Fastned France, and Nicolas Siebert, a public affairs manager in Germany, and also Pierre Courgeon, partnership manager at Chargemap. So happy to have with me. And Pierre from Fastned, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Tiphanie, for welcoming us. So I'm Pierre. I'm the managing director for Fastned France. I joined Fastned 6 years ago to start the business in France. And now we are a small company in France of 30 people. And I'm trying to lead the effort to develop our wonderful station in our wonderful country.
Okay. Thank you, Pierre. Nicolas, some words?
Yes, thanks for the invitation. I'm Nicolas from Germany. I'm doing public affairs work there and started working for Fastned in 2021. So it's already been 4 years now. And my main tasks are actually working with political stakeholders, but also other stakeholders on municipal, regional, but also federal level.
Okay, thank you, Nicolas. And Pierre from
Second one.
Second Pierre.
I'm Pierre Courgeon. I am partnership manager at Chargemap. I've been working there for 3 years now. And I manage Chargemap Partners, which is a department dedicated to creating values for CPOs.
Okay, thank you. So today we will discuss 6 main topics. First one is to have an overview of electric mobility in Europe. Second, we will focus more on the quality of Fastned infrastructure and the customer experiences. After that, we will go to the importance of partnership between charging networks and platforms like Chargemap. Next, we will dive into the role of users. You had heard of the system, and from Fastned and Chargemap. We will discuss also the Fastned challenges, your vision, your difficulties, your ambition. Finally, we will answer some user questions addressed Fastned. A big thank you for all the questions that we get. So let's go in the first topic now. So electric mobility is growing fast across Europe, and Fastned has played a key role in this change for several years. Pierre and Nicolas, can you tell us the story of Fastned, your mission, your values? What are you doing?
Yes, of course. So Fastned was founded more than 10 years ago in the Netherlands. Now we are a European company operating in 9 countries with a clear vision, which is to accelerate the electric mobility and the transition to more sustainable means of transportation. The way we do that is that we select clear locations that are useful for the user, where they can charge fast in a reliable way with a customer experience that is above the market.
Yeah, maybe to add there, also, it was clear from the very beginning that we only use 100% renewable energy for our stations, and also that the customer comes first. So everything is centered around the customer because we want to build the most reliable and the best and the easiest charging network in Europe.
Okay, Thank you both. Now, Pierre from Chargemap, can you tell us more about the collaboration between Fastned and Chargemap?
Yeah, of course. Well, Fastned has been a key partner for us for 4 years now. Now through direct connection, and it's been one of the first for us. And I've been inquiring a bit before this roundtable, and Fastned is one of the smoothest CPOs we work with today. So we're super happy to have you there. And we are now compatible with more than 2,000 charging stations across Europe, across the countries you mentioned. And as far as I know, we have handled successfully hundreds of thousands of charging stations together. So yeah, it's an important CPO for us.
Okay, thank you, Pierre. As I said before, electric mobility is really growing fast. In July 2024, Europe hit a milestone with over 900,000 public charging points. According to EV Markets reports, between 2021 and 2024, Europe's EV charger network grew about 50% annually. So the top countries that we have seen is like, first of all, the Netherlands, that is your home countries. After that, we have Germany. You come from Germany, Nicolas, and France, that is your country. So Fastned is now in 9 countries in Europe. Nicolas, Pierre, could you share me more about your expansion and your vision about that?
Yeah. So first of all, it's important to mention that our goal is to build 1,000 charging stations by 2030.
Okay.
When we say charging stations, we mean the whole station with all the chargers and the canopy and the driveway. So that is the main goal. And so first of all, it's very important for us to break open markets, to evaluate which market makes sense for us to go into when there's a tender, for instance. That's how we expanded in 8 other countries than only the Netherlands. And
No, as you say, our goal is to bring freedom to electric driver. So our main focus when we enter a country is to develop on highway, to provide a good experience on long distance travel. But once we have secured that, we can start putting stations everywhere. So to develop within city, next to city or big roads. So this is the second phase of expansion that we are doing in France and Germany currently. It's to look for lands around city and main roads, always located at the right place and with land that is big enough to have a proper station with a large number of charging points.
Okay, thank you both. So what are the main challenges you faced expanding in this country and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so in Germany, we faced a monopoly situation at the German highways. Around 93% of the service rest areas are in the hand of a big company called Tank & Rast. It was former state-owned, now privatized since 1998. And this company independently built up charging infrastructure with some partners, but we felt like after they wanted to also took that into their contracts, there should have been a big tender because charging is a whole new business. And so we went to the German court, and the German court said, "Yeah, that's an interesting case. So we can finally resolve that, but we need to call the ECJ." So it's now in front of that court, and we're expecting a clarification quite soon, so end of April probably from the ECJ. But then we have to see how it's going to continue in the German court. So we needed to become quite creative in the past years, and what we did was leasing individual plots of lands right next to, for instance, highway exits or high traffic roads in regions and cities. And built our network of, at the moment, 42 stations in Germany with that method. And when the German government in 2021 called for a big German tender, the so-called Deutschland Netz, we also bid on that and won 3 lots in total. So 34 stations at the unserviced rest areas and even 92 stations in the more urban and regional areas. And of course, we're facing quite some challenges finding the suitable plots, but also got a big chance to triple our network.
Okay, thank you. And regarding France?
Same, we had the same problem at the beginning in France, meaning that the highway system is quite close, and it was very close for us. But we did a lot of effort to convince both highway operator and government to provide good quality infrastructure on the national highway. And as you may know, in 2022, 2023, a lot of tenders were open to fill all our highway system with EV charging facilities. Mm-hmm. And it worked pretty well. Today, we have 100% of the highway network in France that is fitted with high power station. Fastned has took a large part of this market. So that's a good thing. You can find a Fastned station almost everywhere in France. So this problem is almost solved for now in France. And we are starting to be in the phase where we see challenge in the real estate market because we look for land next to cities. Mm-hmm. At the beginning, it was quite strange for landowners to hear about fast charging. It was not a sustainable business. Will it pay the rent, etc.? But I can see since 1 year or 2 that we are really considered as good partners. And we have real estate brokers brokers and landowners who contacted directly because they really see our business as a source of value for them and a good way to value their land. So slowly, things are moving and people consider charging as a proper business and something they see in the future.
Okay, that's good. It's going in the good direction.
Yeah.
Perfect. In 2024 and 2025, Chargemap published rankings of the best charging networks in Europe. Fastned ranked highly in different categories this year and last years, really about the charging experiences, the quality of the infrastructures. You can see all the rankings directly on the video. So congratulations on these impressive results. Pierre from Chargemap, can you share me more about these results?
Yes, of course. So we started publishing some rankings a few years ago because we realized we have these huge sets of data, which could be of great interest for the CPOs and drivers, of course. And so far, we've had some pretty good feedback on it. So we kept on moving, and for 2025, we recorded nearly 500,000 rankings from our users, coming from 132,000 unique users all across Europe. And so last year, for the 2024 rankings, we already had 390,000 ratings left by the Chargemap users. So the number are growing, and the traction is going on these rankings. And as the rankings show, so Fastned is highly appreciated by our users, as Tiphanie mentioned. So you almost always rank first or tops in most categories each year. So it's a really great result, and congratulations on this. And so, yeah, between March 2024 and February 2025, so we have over 47 Chargemap users that use your charging stations. And it's a great increase compared to the previous years, more than 60% compared to the previous year. So, yeah, this is the trend is really good for Fastned, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
So what key factors contribute for these rankings for you, in your opinion, and how you decide your priorities of the future development for Fastned?
Well, thanks to our customer first, because this is for them, we do that. And it's always nice to see that they value what we propose on our station. So thanks to them. And I think the key of our success is the fact that we build our station for people. And in almost all countries we operate, we are awarded with best network, both by customers and by industry professionals. So we value that because it also challenges the CPO and it pushes us to do better every year. So we'll continue looking at that very carefully. And I think what EV driver loves the most about our station is that it works always and seamlessly. Meaning when you go to a Fastned station, you know it's going to work. You know you're going to find a charger available. And this is how we're going to continue to develop to provide the best quality in the best location. And seeing the results of your surveys and of the grading of customer, I think this is what they are looking for. Station located at the right place with functioning chargers.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, maybe to add from my end, so we have 13 years experience in building and operating fast charging stations. And we can really make use of that and also of the experience from 9 different European countries. And we have a huge in-house team that is covering the whole pipeline. So from land acquisition over architectural planning, over construction, until operating the station. And that's very important. And these teams, they work so hard every day to keep the utilization up and to make everyone happy. So that's a big foundation. And I think because you asked about the future developments of the station, how do we prioritize that? So it's very important for us to be always at the forefront of technology. So when we talk about new charging speeds coming up, we're always the first ones to implement that if it makes sense. We always think about how can we make better use of our land. So implementing shops or maybe also expand the station. Everything is already prepared, so the cables are on the ground, the land is already leased to expand the station if needed. And that's I think that's a huge part of that.
Okay, thank you. So we know that the quality of the infrastructure, what you say also before, Pierre from Fastned, is a key factors in user choice of station. At Fastned, you start developing kiosk at your station. So I think our users don't really know about that. It's something new. So could you tell me more about that? What is kiosk? What is your ambition about that?
So I think we have a picture.
Yeah.
So it's much more than a kiosk in that case. It's really a shop. The goal is to provide to the customer always the best experience. And now this year and the following years, we'll be implementing a new concept, which is providing amenities and drinks and food to our customer, because it's when you have to charge, you also want, same as petrol, you want to do something else. So within that goal of improving the customer experience, we start indeed to implement shop and kiosk on almost all of our stations. The goal is really to provide amenities everywhere. So there will be toilets, there will be coffee, and a small place to hang out for a few minutes while you are charging. In France, we'll start implementing that this year with opening the first kiosk in Yutz, north of France, close to Strasbourg.
That's
close,
good.
a few hours drive from Strasbourg. And Germany has big plan for that, I think. Maybe you can tell more.
So we already implemented 2 unmanned shops. So we have different sizes. So we have big manned shops that we're having in Brecht in Belgium, for instance. But we also use smaller shops, unmanned shops, where you can, identify yourself with the credit card and then get your water, get your coffee, go to the restroom, get everything you need to continue your journey. And we make a great experience with that. But if it's possible, it's also nice to embed ourselves into the given environment, because we're not just an UFO coming into, a city, a region, are isolated from the environment. So we also like to build partnerships with local bakeries or local groceries and stuff like that.
Okay, interesting. Thank you. So we have seen today that really what we said before, your success is based on the quality of your infrastructures. And Pierre and Nicolas, how do you guarantee a consistent level of quality and prevent any issues at your station? How do you manage maintenance?
Yeah, so the basis to provide this quality is definitely the well thought out planning of the station. So the architectural work is very crucial to think of, enough space and not having people maneuvering around. I think that's the whole basis for that. And also to deliver the highest uptime, we have, as I said, a big maintenance team. We have also customer support that is helping the customers. If there are any questions within, I think the average waiting time is 10 to 40 seconds in different languages. So we try to be very close to the customers, but of course avoid any circumstances that even lead to those situations.
Okay.
Indeed, as you say, and I would add to that basically there is 3 main levers for us to have this kind of quality. The first one is we work on hardware. We work very closely with charger manufacturers to design and adapt products to the customer needs. And we know what's inside the charger, so it's easier for us to maintain, to repair. The second one is the software aspect. So there is a lot of software involved in charging. We developed our own charging management system. So we can see immediately when there is a problem on the charger, we can send the team. We have live reporting about every failure on the charger. So it's something very valuable for us and which leads to a better uptime, a better availability. And the last one, as you mentioned, is the fact that we choose from the beginning to have in-house team for maintenance, meaning we have a maintenance engineer who are on the road with their toolkit and ready to repair any station that breaks down within a few hours, a few days. So all those 3 aspects indeed leads us to have one, if not the best quality in the industry.
Okay, thank you. So the collaboration between Chargemap and Fastned started in 2021, as you said before, Pierre. Mm-hmm. Pierre and Nicolas, what does this collaboration bring to Fastned?
So Chargemap is building a strong community with EV driver and CPO. And I think that's the most valuable part of it for us, to see the feedback of our user, to push the industry to do better, and overall to organize a little bit and put some visibility in this craziness of EV charging. So I think that's the main value of our partnership, and I hope we will work again on that. I've seen that Chargemap has a lot of new feature. We are working with you to implement or to assess them. So we are always challenging and implementing new things for both of our customer.
Yeah, to enhance the experience users. Okay.
Exactly.
Pierre?
Yeah, I think that Chargemap brings value to CPOs on different levels. The first one being a bit down to earth, but first of all, we bring visibility and charging sessions. So we bring business to CPOs in the first place because of this huge pool and history, huge pool of drivers and history we have with them. The second thing is we bring steady payments to the CPOs because there is a growing risk of non-payment in the industry, sadly. And so, yeah, we take this risk for the CPO. We provide as well some level 1 customer support, which is good for maybe smaller CPOs than Fastned, because Fastned, we know, has good customer support. But yeah, it can be really valuable for most CPOs. And maybe lastly, we gather and we provide with some feedbacks on the sessions. And there are not that many actors in the sector that have the ability to get these feedbacks and to compare the CPOs and to give these comparisons, because I think it helps all the entire industry to grow and to get better.
Thank you. In electric mobility, drivers are the heart of the systems. In 2023, Chargemap introduced a new rating system to let users share their charging experiences. Fastned currently holds an average rating of 4.46 out of 5. To optimize the feedback and keep improving the user experiences, we have created a tool named Chargemap Partners. Pierre, can you tell me more about it?
Yes, so Chargemap Partner is some kind of software or interface that you created and is very useful for us. So it gathers all comments, feedback, and grading from our user on the station per station level. So for us, it's super useful. We can identify quickly what are the problem, what people like, what people don't like, and act on it. It's also a very good way for us to interact with our user. Whenever there is someone leaving a comment, we always reply. Could you be happy or unhappy? Mostly people are happy, and it's always nice to see positive feedback and people saying, great, continue the good job. It's super motivating for us. So please continue doing that. And when something didn't happen as expected, it's also important for us to clarify, to explain, because a lot of our users are still new users, and we'll see that with the question at the end. But there is a lot of learnings to do and a lot of things to explain about charging. So that's a good interface for us to provide this feedback to our user.
Okay, great. Thank you. If you look more closely at the rating of Chargemap users gave to Fastned, so we can see that on the screen, Fastned had really good score. Our criteria is a bit lower. It comes to value for money. Pierre, Nicolas, how do you interpret these results?
So the pricing sentiment.
Yes.
Because indeed, in Chargemap, in Chargemap Partner, what we see is the sentiment of our customer regarding our price. But when you look at our pricing, we are not only in line, but even on the lower end of fast charging price. So it's really a sentiment, and this is something we are trying to understand from our customer. Why do they perceive our price higher than the other when we are in line with the industry? So, and my explanation so far is that when you provide a super great service, people are expecting even more. So indeed, we have beautiful station. People love being there. So they want to even improve the experience, and the only way we could improve today is to lower the price. So I think this is what people are telling us. But our pricing is of course set by our investment. It costs a lot of money to put a charging station. We need to invest in the grid capacity. We need to invest in charger, in the overall infrastructure. So our pricing is really the best we can do, and also, we need to remember that since we started the business in France 4 years ago, we did not increase our price. I think we are the only one in France who have remained with the same price all over those years, even when there was the electricity crisis. So I'm quite proud of what we did in terms of pricing in France. We'll try to even improve. We are currently working on lowering our cost. And if we manage to do that, we can lower our price to customer. But I do agree with them. It's for the industry and for the promoting the electric mobility, we need to have price in line with what people expect. So we'll be working on that.
Okay. Thank you, Pierre. At Fastned, how do you take user feedback into account?
The user feedback is very important to us. As I said, the customer is always in our focus, and we have even screens providing us with feedback, live feedback from our customers in all our offices, so we can see them. And the internal teams, we have the maintenance team and the operations team. They make sure, and also the customer support team, they make sure that all the processes run well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pierre and Nicolas. Now let's take a look at what's next for Fastned. First of all, congratulations to your co-founder and CEO, Michael Langezaal, who was recently elected president of Chargemap Europe. So Chargemap Europe is the association that represents EV charging companies across Europe. You are also a member of Charge France. Both aim is really to speed up the transition to zero emission mobility. Nicolas, can you tell me more about Fastned's role in this ecosystem and your priorities for the coming years?
Yeah. So first of all, I can say that we are very happy that Michiel was elected president for Chargemap Europe, and he's highly motivated to represent all the members. And also ensure that the charging industry has a authoritative voice in the whole sector. I think a strong industry body is very crucial and essential to represent, of course, us in this whole ecosystem, but also to forge alliances and build up new corporations. And Fastned will definitely seek to work with partners, to continue to work with policymakers, and to make sure that fast charging is reliable, accessible, and therefore everyone in this whole industry. So everyone is able to drive electric. And beyond that, Fastned will also lead pioneering new charging concepts, and also ensuring that our customers receive the best experience.
Thank you. About Charge France?
Yeah, we created Charge France at the beginning of the year. So Charge France is an institutional organization with all the major CPO and ultra-fast charger CPOs, and because we realize the need for to bring clarity to politics about the charging industry. It's a new market, it's a developing infrastructure, and it needs to be a bit organized. There are some regulations that needs to be changed, and with always keeping in the end the interest both of the environment, but most importantly of the customer. So we will push alongside with, as I said, the most important CPOs in France, change in regulation, improving the mapping of fast charger in France, and also promoting electric vehicles in general. So we expect a lot from this organization. Fastned is involved. I am elected at the board, and we'll push a lot of topics in the upcoming months.
Okay, thank you both. So looking ahead, what are the main challenging or innovation you see coming? And what do you think will shape the next 5 years?
Yeah, very good question. So I think the next 5 years are for sure the most critical ones for the the uptake of electric mobility, because every part of the industry, from car manufacturers over CPOs like Fastned, over mobility service providers or charge card providers like Chargemap, to politics, we all need to work together to ensure that it works, and everyone must do its part. Specifically means also more affordable electric cars on the roads, while at the same time we need to continue to expand our stations and to ensure that there's enough charging infrastructure, especially high quality charging infrastructure. And as I said, we all need to work together on that goal. For Fastned, that also means breaking new ground. So new charging technology always arises. We have just last week, there was a new car announced from a Chinese manufacturer that is able to charge above 1,000 kilowatt. So that's just a taste of where the journey might go. And we need to be at the forefront of technology to make it more attractive for everyone. But I think the last point, and that's very crucial, is also to safeguard the roadmap to 2035, especially when we look at Europe and the European Union and the political background there. Because, there are also interests that are not in line with e-mobility like we see it, and want to stick to yesterday ways maybe, and stall the progress a bit. So it's all about commitments and not losing track of our goals.
Okay.
Yeah, as Nicolas says, so there are two aspects, the technology one and the public affairs one. So indeed, we are working with Charge France also, to have some visibility for our business and also your business for the upcoming years. There is a lot of political changes, but for us, it's important to stay focused on the 2035 goal, to promote electric mobility, and for us to have a clear vision on the political and regulatory aspect on what's going to happen. So this is the first challenge and expectation for the upcoming years. And as you say, on the technology aspect, indeed, cars are charging faster and faster. We expect cars to charge in 5 minutes in the upcoming years. So it's good for us because we know that our solution of drive-through, where you enter and you leave going front, is a good choice we made, especially in the upcoming years, where car will really, you will stay next to your car while charging, at least on the highway. So, and we continue to invest in the charger to provide always the fastest network possible. So we are expecting new things to come, and we'll implement them as soon as possible.
I would also like to mention that Chargemap is also a member of ChargeUp Europe. So on our scale, we try to work on improving the transparency for the drivers. This is something very important for us.
Okay, thank you for this great insight, and I'm sure that help our consumer also to really understand how Fastned works. So thank you very much. Now we are going in the last part of this roundtable, so dedicated to questions from our Chargemap community. So we have some different questions. So the first one is the 400 kilowatt charging station only deliver 150 kilowatts even when I'm alone, while my EV allows charging up to 280 kilowatts. What is the reason for that?
I can answer this one because this is a comment we see a lot on the Chargemap platform. In Fastned, the charger is not the bottleneck. In 99.9% of the case, it's the car who choose what power they will receive. Okay. So we take a lot of time to explain to our customer and future customer how it works, but basically a lot of factors can impact your charge speed. The preheating of the battery is the main one. It's not like an engine, a thermic engine car. When you drive, the battery is not hot. It's not because you drive for 3 hours that your battery is hot and you're going to charge faster. You need to preheat it manually or automatically with your car. So this is something to do on the driver's side. So the battery is heated well and it can receive the maximum power. Then you have also factor when it's a bit cold, when the weather is cold, the charging speed is lower, a bit lower. But overall, we always provide the maximum capacity, and when it's written on the charger 400 kilowatt, it means you can receive 400 kilowatts. So it's the car.
Okay, thank you, Pierre. It's really interesting, I think, for the new also users going in this industry. So the second question is, it is normal that when there are two cars at the charging points, max load tops 150 kilowatts.
So if there's a charger that is providing 300 kilowatt in total, it is able to offer these 300 kilowatt either on one side, if there's only one car plugged in, or if there are two cars, the energy is split and the power is split. And therefore, in this case, it's able to, or you're able to get 150 kilowatt max if the cars are really charging with maximum speed. That we just heard Pierre explain that.
Okay, thank you.
Honestly, it doesn't happen that many times that two cars come at the same time with low battery and they can receive both this power. So overall, the station are designed and usually you find the right power at the right place.
Okay, thank you. We have another question about the price on highway. How you can just justify this kind of price?
Maybe to start up with the Chargemap side of the question. Usually what we see on highways is that on average, the price per kilowatt per hour is higher. This is something that we see on millions of charging sessions across all different CPOs. So it's, on general, it's something that we see. And I'd like to add up that the average price is higher. And on this price, Chargemap adds its fee, just like any EMSP. So whenever the base price is higher, so of course the commission fee can be higher. So there's the whole feeling about this is actually quite normal.
Okay, thank you.
And when it comes to Fastned especially, so we choose in the beginning to have the same price on the highway and outside of highway. For us, it's important because bringing freedom to electric driver means that you have some kind of confidence in the price you will find in a Fastned station. So the price is the same. Could you be on highway or outside of highway? And so overall, I get this question about price a lot. It's based on the investment. Today, if we want to make business, we need to make investment. So to invest in a grid capacity, to have an electric connection, sometimes coming from kilometers away, especially on highway. So it's very costly, plus the charger, plus our concept in general. So, but I think our pricing is fair. And as I mentioned before, this is also why we didn't change it since the beginning, because we are confident in our business model and we managed to keep our price the same for 4 years. Voilà.
Okay, thank you. Another question that we have is would it possible to increase the number of charging spots? During school holidays period, it's difficult sometimes to find available chargers.
Yes, so I can see that. Yeah. I've drove on the highway during the winter holidays. There is a lot of people. Yeah. There is a lot of people on charging station, but also overall on service area. I waited 30 minutes to go to the toilets. You can't size a highway network for the holiday peak. So people have to adapt a little bit, the same way that I choose not to go to the restaurant at noon. I try to delay a little bit and to arrive at 1 p.m. So there is less people. So basically there are a certain numbers of rules to avoid queuing and to avoid station to be saturated. The first one that we are really trying to push is the fact that be careful to stop your station at 80% of your battery. Your battery loves to be charged between 20 and 80%. When you do more, you charge a lot slower. So there is no use for you to stay 10 minutes above 80%. You won't get that many energy. And if you leave, you will let the spot for someone else who can charge very fast and leave again very soon. So that's a first one. People start to have this behavior, but we'll try and we'll continue to promote it. During the last holiday and for the next holiday, we put people on station to help our customer, to educate them, but also to manage the frustration when there is a queue of 10 minutes. And it seems to be very useful. The second one, as I mentioned, is to try to delay or to adapt your journey based on the conditions. The same way as when you want to leave for holidays, you don't leave Paris at 10 a.m. because you know there's going to be a huge amount of car. So the same way, organize a bit your trip. And I also recommend, that's the third point, to check on the road and before the road, the availability of the next station. On Chargemap, for example, you can see live what charger are used and how many are available. So, and sometimes people are really surprised because they look at a station and the next one a station is full and the next one on the highway is almost empty. So it's always good to check before you want to stop or a few minutes before stopping. What is the status of the station before, the station after? And you may be very surprised and end up alone on a station at noon on a Saturday.
Okay, thank you. That is great tips. So great. The last question is, on highways, signs indicating rest areas, the petrol provider's brand is displayed. Why is the charging provider never mentioned? Could you ensure that Fastned is included, please? I think
we would love to do that. We are working very hard on that. That's part of the small public affair effort we are making. It's a regulatory thing, but everyone is aware of that problem. We are working on that, and hopefully the situation will be solved this year, and customer will be able to know while they drive on the highway what is the next station and whose operators there will be. I think it's helpful for everyone, for us, and most importantly for the customer who can choose which operator they select while driving.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the German situation, we're not on the highways yet, as I explained before, but we have all these individual plots and individual stations, and therefore need to get in contact with all the municipalities and road authorities. So that's a very complex and highly capacity binding situation there. So it's a lot about legal frameworks, about permitting, and getting in contact with all these municipalities. But we're working hard on that as well.
Perfect. So we are at the end of this roundtable. So really, thank you. It was really interesting. I hope also that our user enjoy it. So if you have any more questions about Chargemap, about Fastned, feel free to just send us an email at hello@chargemap.com or just leave a comment in the video. We will answer that. And don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel of Chargemap. So I hope you enjoy it, and you also. And see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.